Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam for those of you who are new here, and today I'm going to be reviewing and swatching all of the Cosmetics Serum Blush Drops. So I have all of them right here. There's 8 of them, 5 of which are in my hands right now, and then I got the other 3 on the desk right here. But essentially, Cosmetics launched their 4 new shades of the Serum Blush Drops. While I know a lot of people already know what the 4 previous colors looked like, I wanted to do a swatch and review of all of the Serum Blush Drops, just to show you guys the contrast and the difference between the older shades and the newer shades, especially the ones that kind of look alike. Before I review each of them individually, something that stands true across all of them is that they're super blendable and very buildable. So I might say that many times, but it pretty much does apply to all of them. And in specific, the one that I feel embodies that blendability and that buildability, I guess, is the Rose Milk. This is a beautiful shade. For me, since I do have light skin, Rose Milk is a shade that I often have to apply twice in order to actually make the color more visible on my skin tone. At least I know from watching other videos with girls and guys with darker skin, they typically only apply it once and it pops really nicely because of that contrast, I'm assuming. If you do have light skin like myself, as you'll see in the video, it doesn't really show up too well, or at least I don't think it shows up too well by only applying one layer of it. Rose Milk also is probably one of the more dewy shades, so it definitely feels more of like a serum texture and consistency. So if you do have more oily skin, I would potentially apply this with a powder on top of it. If I apply it closer to my nose, it makes me look very oily, like right around my T-zone. So that's just something to keep in mind. This is the perfect color for like the everyday, no makeup look. I'd say Rose Milk is also the lightest shade out of all of the Serum Blush Drops, but that is just also on my own skin tone. Next we have Venetian Rose, and Venetian Rose is actually the shade that I am wearing today. Venetian Rose is the perfect combination between like a beige / brown shade combined with a beautiful rose color. I love this because it is suitable for everyday use, where it looks very natural, at least again for my skin tone. Or if you do want a more dramatic makeup look, you can apply multiple layers and make it look a little bit more dramatic depending on whatever look you're going for. Venetian Rose is one of my favorite shades. It's a shade that I can see myself wearing year round, one that I definitely will be wearing year round. Also a shade that feels way lighter on the skin as opposed to the Rose Milk, which definitely feels like more of a serum. Venetian Rose, it doesn't feel like anything. I apply it and I don't think about it, and it lasts all day. Soft Amethyst was the first that I purchased out of all these. As soon as I purchased this, I fell in love with this whole concept of the Serum Blush Drops. This has definitely been like a game changer for me. I was using Glossier Cloud Paint before I started using the Serum Blush Drops, and this just totally switched like my choice of blush. This is such a perfect berry color. It is the most pigmented, I'd say, out of all of the Serum Blush Drops. You really don't need very much, and so it will last you a very long time. I could just apply a couple drops and it will provide me with a very decent amount of coverage. And as with all of them, it can also look super natural depending on how much you apply. Soft Amethyst is also probably the lightest formulation, I think. I don't know the formulas behind all of them, but for me, Soft Amethyst feels like the lightest on my skin, and it definitely doesn't have as much of like a glow or dewiness to it, which I also like because, again, as somebody with combination to oily skin, the added dewiness doesn't always look good. It sometimes makes me look greasy. I also, when I first got Venetian Rose and Soft Amethyst, I thought that they were going to be very similar, but after actually applying them, Venetian Rose is definitely more of a beige / brown in combination with that beautiful rose color, whereas Soft Amethyst is definitely more of like a berry / purplish red color. And so I thought that they might have been very similar colors, but they're actually quite different. Pink Nectar is one of those shades that I thought would be like super intense and a little bit too loud for me, but it actually wasn't as intense as I thought it would be. As with all the shades, it's very easily blendable, so you can add only a few drops if you want and then make it look super pretty, perfect for every day or perfect for just like a subtle pink blush. It's definitely a true pink color and perfect for summertime. It's just like really, I don't know, just bright and vibrant, but you can make it like a subtle vibrant look, if that makes sense. It's definitely super pigmented too though, so you can make it more intense depending on the look that you're going for. This is definitely one that I can see lasting for a very long time, especially because I don't really think I would use this shade during the winter time, but for spring and summer, it's perfect. Next we have Sunset Sky. Sunset Sky is the epitome of what I'd classify as like a true sunset color. This is the perfect mix between red and orange. When I think of a sunset color, this is what comes to mind. And that same color that you see in this bottle also translates perfectly to the skin. So you do get that beautiful, like just glowy tropical look on your skin. It is very pigmented. It's also quite dewy, but it's perfect for just the summertime and for like just I just love this color so much. This is the epitome of what I would wear if you're going out for like lunch on vacation. It can also give you like a sunburnt slash sun-kissed look. So I love everything about this shade so much. The ones that I figured might be somewhat similar to Sunset Sky, Pink Nectar, which I just talked about, and Cherry Splash, which I'll talk about in a sec. Pink Nectar definitely is just, they actually don't really look similar at all now that I'm holding them up. I don't know if anyone was wondering about that. Pink Nectar is clearly just a classic true pink color, whereas Sunset Sky definitely has a orangey red, like beautiful sunset tone to it. Both are super beautiful, and honestly I'd say both are just as pigmented. This is Cherry Splash. When I was purchasing both Cherry Splash and Sunset Sky, I figured that they might be a little bit similar. Now that I actually applied them, Sunset Sky is definitely more of like an orangey red, whereas Cherry Splash, according to Michelle Phan, is formulated to be like a true red color, and I don't really think that the two are similar at all after applying them. What I will say about Cherry Splash is that it is way less pigmented than I thought that it would be, given how bright and vibrant it is in the packaging itself. This is actually quite a sheer shade. I feel like this vibrancy and like this intensity of the color doesn't really translate to the skin, for my skin tone at least. That was something that was a little bit disappointing to me, because I feel like a lot of their shades are already like a sheer pinkish color. So Cherry Splash being the most red, or appearing to be the most red out of all the shades, I purchased it with the intention of having that red color. I didn't purchase it to have like a sheer pinkish red color. So that was something where I was like, this is a little bit redundant for me at least. But if you do apply a lot of it, and if you apply multiple layers of it, it does give you more of a red look. This is the only shade where I would suggest, if you do want like a more true deep red color, to opt for the Glossier Cloud Paint in Storm. That was the shade that I used most before I purchased the Serum blush drops, and I loved that color. But if you are looking for just like a sheer pink, it's not pink, but like I feel like it looks kind of pink because it is so sheer. So if you are looking for more of a red toned pink, I feel like this would definitely be a great option for you, and it is also extremely dewy. All right, next we have Little Lilac. Little Lilac was a shade that I was extremely curious about. This beautiful pastel purple is not one that I've ever tried before, or even used along the lines of for like a blush color or like lip color or anything like that. So I was very curious about this shade, and when I purchased it, unfortunately this is just not a color that goes well with my skin at all. I feel like it makes me look very like flushed, and makes me look like just ill, because it's like it just doesn't make me look good. I don't think I look healthy with it, and that is such a shame because I do love this color, and from my experience with it, it translates perfectly from the bottle to the skin. So it looks exactly like it does in the bottle. I think anybody with the skin tone even the slightest bit darker than mine would look fantastic in this, just because of that contrast. For me, since I do have such light skin, like it doesn't provide the contrast that this shade needs in my opinion. So I look sickly, I think, when I wear this, especially with like a beautiful golden eyeshadow or something like that. You could really play this up and make yourself look like a princess. I'm quoting Michelle Phan directly, but this is such a beautiful princessy like fairy tale color. And also something I noticed, I didn't have it on for long, so it's like I am scared by the way I look when I wear this, but Little Lilac to me looks like the most sheen color, so it gives you the most like highlight look in addition to also looking dewy, whereas the others, like it makes you look glowy, but Little Lilac, like you don't need a highlighter in my opinion when you're wearing it. Peachy Peach is a true peach color, and honestly I have never really been a fan of peach shades on my skin, but this shade in specific is so beautiful and surpassed my expectation. I didn't expect it to like it as much as I did. This is so pretty, so natural. I think it adds a perfect amount of color to my skin and like to my face and everything. It makes me look a little bit healthier, you know what I'm saying? This is not the Serum blush drops shade that I always reach for, but every time that I do apply it, I'm so pleasantly surprised by how much I like it and how pretty I think it looks. And again, just applies beautifully, blends out beautifully. This is the only peach shade that I've actually genuinely enjoyed wearing. It just adds a little bit of color to my face in the most natural way, and again, perfect no makeup look. Highly recommend, love it so much. Alright guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys want to see more of any of these shades, let me know and I'll be more than happy to do a more in-depth review of any of them or all of them if you guys want to see. If you guys did enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because that does help this video to grow and it does help my channel to gain more exposure. Thank you all so much for the support that you've shown me as of recently. It makes me feel so good because this is something that I absolutely love to do. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.